Good morning. It is 10 a.m. on Friday, May 30th, 2025. Call this meeting of the Wichita County Commissioners Court to order. All right, let's take up item number 1, which is review and discuss jail maintenance projects and work orders. Chief?
Well, we know the kitchen's done. I think y'all have got some pictures of that. We got 2 RTUs giving some problems right now. The fan motor on RTU A4, and they have a workaround until the new fan comes in. So it's running, keeping A cool. And then the one that's over the bookend, the main hall, the property room and video visitation, it's out. But the motherboard should be here today.
That's the first motherboard we've lost in a while, isn't it?
Yeah. Since all of them are replaced from the get-go. And that's really the main issues. I did 37 work orders this past week. I don't have the week before on that, but that's really the only thing going on major in the jail is the RTUs and the roof, of course.
Rick and I were discussing this morning, got an update from the TPO manufacturer. They've seen some things in the pictures that we sent them that they didn't like.
You told me to too.
But they don't see the big picture, so they said they would come up here, they'd send somebody up here to do a full 100% inspection, that we'd have to pay the cost, so it's about $500 to bring them here. I think that's money well spent, better than pay the $16,000 that we had the bid on the table. So I think it's money well spent to get them to send an inspector and go over the whole roof.
And that's if the, oh, go ahead.
I'm good.
No, go ahead.
If we're gonna pay them to come up here, if there is a problem for that, that should be something that either they're gonna stand liable for later after the fact, or the installer would be.
Yeah.
So, if there is a problem,
Yeah, if there's more problems than what they've seen on the video, or not the video, but the pictures that we've sent them. We've sent them a massive amount of pictures, and they agree that there are problems that they will cover. But we're saying that there's more problems than what they're seeing on the pictures.
And who is
Carlisle.
Carlisle.
but to get them here, it's gonna cost money off the bat, even though they're seeing some problems already.
Well, they'll come here and fix those problems. They've already agreed to that. But-
Okay.
But we're saying that there's more than what they're agreeing to from the pictures.
Okay. That's good. That was my, the only question I had this morning about jail maintenance projects. That's good.
Okay. Anything else on that?
No, sir. That's it.
Any questions? All right. Item number 2, receive status report on salaries and overtime. You should have an email from Wilmer yesterday at 8:39 a.m.
We currently have 11 open positions,
Getting low again, almost single digits.
and we have 6 that's supposed to start June the 9th.
Oh, wow.
So,
And that's a supposed to with wood.
knock on wood.
Managed to not lose 4 in that time frame, moved back into single digits.
Yeah.
That might be asking a lot.
But we do have jail school coming up next month, the 2nd through the 26th. So,
And I think I saw an email from Todd at Core Health this morning
yes, reached out to Vernon College and
that they've got, let me find it again.
is it 3?
Yeah, three
Three.
new full-time licensed nurses that were directed to the Vernon College
Good.
that are either have started or about to.
And then they're gonna, of course, continue their program, bring them through there as
Yeah,
a,
glad that's very successful, so.
and he said he hasn't heard back from MSU. Of course, he referred to it as Western State University, so.
Well, that's the problem.
That's the problem out there. Yeah.
I mean, they were tremendously excited the last time
Yeah.
I met with them, so.
We may have
They've
to
gone
meet
out
with
and
them
toured.
again.
So I think
Yeah.
that takes some time.
That's good.
No, that's all intentional. Everyone else should be on the record. Thank you. We need to get you a little director's chair with a microphone and. This report will not reflect the holiday. Right, yeah. Can I see the sheet? Thank you. Brendan, I see there's some overtime for your department. Is that related to the rollout of the SO vehicles or something else?
It has part to do with that and part to conference travel.
Okay. Oh, for Tyler Conference?
Yes.
Okay. Chief, any idea why the 560 overtime has ticked up again?
Some of it was training, and I know some of it was in the jail, but we also have the trial going on down there in the 78th, and quite a few of our deputies were testifying, and were there for all day sometimes, and it would be their day off, or be they working nights and they had to come back for the daytime. So the court consumed quite a few of the hours.
Yes, sir. My dad was saying we don't want that old sign, do we? But that need to come out of there.
Oh, no, that's.
The old one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I told him take it out. Clean it up.
yeah, very told.
It's all faded and it's old and outdated. I don't think it's got the right agency name on it anymore. I think they've changed since then, so.
Nope. We'll have to do something else.
Well, I assume that number, which is going up, is actually reflecting this out-of-county stuff. Is that what's kind of driving it? It's got what, 602 on population?
Yes, because about 80 of it is out of county.
Okay, so.
I think, and I checked the day before yesterday, we had 45 waiting to go to TDCJ. And I think
Pretty
6
good.
or 7
That's pretty
this
good.
morning, so we got quite a few waiting.
Yeah, but so our numbers are really fairly level.
Consistent, and
That
after
that
David
increase
Campbell
is,
said-
I assume that increase was from the,
Yeah, we have about 80 roughly from out of county.
they'll have to send a big bus to get that load, won't they?
Well, unfortunately, it only take 6 or 10 or 12 a week.
Ugh.
Just
Do
depends
we-
on what beds they.
Are
how
we
they get.
getting any money?
Oh, they're getting them before the 45th day for the most part. I don't know if
Oh.
we're getting.
Yeah, it's funny, they weren't getting them before that 45th day. Legislature passed that change last time, and all of a sudden they get underneath that number.
It's all about budget.
I hadn't checked on it. I do think the bill, I think Representative Frank was carrying it, to have us get reimbursed. They're staying for a state hospital slot.
Mhm.
Looks like it's gonna pass, so that'll help a little bit
Good.
too.
You bet.
Do y'all have it, the revenue from the out of county inmates? Do y'all get those numbers where we could see that on a monthly basis?
We get the checks.
Yeah, I think it'd be good for us just to have an idea of what the revenue is coming in to offset, because I see the difference just on the overtime and salaries number.
Mhm.
It'd be nice to know that we're on course to be 1.2 million over, but we've got 500,000 coming in, or whatever the number is.
Isn't that what that does?
That should be what's on that form, yeah.
I just think it'd be good to,
What's actually going to Journal Ledger.
yeah,
Okay.
And Captain Patterson's working on the medical billing part of it.
yeah. She and I talked this week, and it wasn't quite what we thought it would be from the standpoint of what we're being charged for and what is going against our cap with Core Health.
Yeah.
So
Still
yeah,
gonna be a sum.
yeah, there's still going to be some
Yeah, we've received 615,000 so far this year.
already so far
Mhm.
this year. Okay.
So when you look at this 541 number that's on this deal, and we're approaching, but not quite to halfway through the year, that's gonna wind up being $1 million deal, isn't it?
Mhm.
So,
Over $1 million,
yeah.
Yeah.
$1.5 million.
Oh, yeah, we're over the halfway mark now. Interesting. And we understand that's gross, that's not net, but
Right.
still.
Well, that's why Chief puts the expenses to try to at least capture some of the the expenses that are coming out of that. But still, based on those numbers, we'll net probably close to 1,800,000, 900,000.
Yeah.
But we're
Something.
we're charging straight across, like on our health stuff and all, are we basically in that?
So anything that's not in the run-of-the-mill care that they handle on site, we bill them for.
So if you had to have a hospitalization or something, okay.
We bill them for it.
Because, well, you gotta be careful, that'll get you in a hurry.
And if it's prescriptions that aren't on the formulary, which are part of the generic stuff we already have,
Yeah,
the same is true.
and some of that stuff can get tough too.
All right, any questions on that? Okay. Let's move on to item number 3, which is review and discuss regular bills. Got an email from Margaret at 8:23 yesterday morning. It's got those on it. All the fun you can handle.
Yeah. You're not gonna have the bills.
Thanks, Chief.
You're welcome. You good, no, I got that.
See you, Will.
Have a good
See you
weekend,
Tuesday.
Chief.
Yes, sir. You too. Okay, so, that's good. Okay.
Would mention there is an LPPF payment in this list,
Our favorite.
and that's really the major cost in this list. Our list is going down, and that is a compliment to our accounts payable staff. They're keeping things current. We don't have any bills that are showing past due balances, and everything's running.
It's good.
Running good.
Thank
There's
you.
no regular schedule for that LPPF, they just, when they
There's
call
not.
it.
It is,
'Cause
when the
it
consultant
seems like
says
it
the state's
wasn't that long
asking for
ago.
money, we send it.
Yeah, doesn't seem like it was that long ago we did one.
Yeah.
Yep, it was 3 million, I think the last one, it was like two weeks ago.
And y'all may have seen this, but the great big beautiful bill that passed in DC out of the House limited, it restricted any more provider taxes being added on in the future. Doesn't change the ones that are now there, but would restrict states from doing any more of them, so. Now, will that become law? I don't know, but
I wonder why they would include that.
because it's a Medicaid price reduction deal. Because
Yeah,
when those things are essentially ways for the states to pull down federal money
yeah.
for Medicaid
Okay.
costs. $6.2 million.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty soon you're talking about real money.
Drop in the bucket. And that is coming out of a new fund. That's coming out of 918. It was previously in the general fund, and so to not make that money confusing, we've separated it out to its own fund.
That's good. And Stephen's reports have had it separated out
Mhm.
for a while, but
Correct.
that probably makes it easier on everybody on the back end.
Being an old guy, I still remember when 100,000 was a lot of money.
Yep. If we can get out a list for under $1 million, we're doing good.
Yeah.
Good.
We didn't have to hire labor, buy fuel and equipment. Precinct 3 could get along pretty good. We did a good job.
Precinct 3 is in pretty good shape still.
We can pay our bills. That's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Vehicle repairs have been eating me up lately.
I will have to make a public complaint though, because our tax assessor collector this year failed to share with me the ad that comes out every year that features these 65-cent briskets before Memorial Day, or buy one, get one free. He hoarded those himself because he always shares, but he didn't share this
He
time.
failed in his fiduciary responsibility
That's
to
right.
notify.
To notify Commissioner Mahler.
I always get a copy of that, and no, didn't get it this year. What's the matter, Tommy? It didn't.
I'm hoping I can make up for it to Labor Day, Barry. Let's not know if them 55-cent briskets are coming back. I'm looking.
You can't buy the hooves for 65 cents.
I don't know that I'm gonna eat 65 cents.
I just want everybody to know that he didn't share this year. He always does.
Jeff, are you good?
I'm good.
Mark, you still looking?
I'm fine.
Before we adjourn, just one thing to make everybody aware of. Next week, start departmental budget meetings. They will be posted this afternoon. We're doing the same thing we've done in the past. We'll post them so the public is aware and so that all commissioners can attend. But those start next week. 14 of them next week.
Wow.
And we go build from there.
And we were able to schedule the 27th for us.
For the, yeah, road bridge. We'll be on the 27th. So get excited.
That's why I took a vacation.
Yeah. All right. Anything else? Okay. It is 10:21 and court is adjourned.